marketability? Can you scale? How big can you scale the idea? Right? What kind of investment do you need? So when you look at all these probabilities, you will understand that you may not have the money, it may not scale, you may not, or it may be fantastic but your passion is not there. It may be fantastic that you may not want to die for the idea. You want to move on after 3 years. So that's the way you decide. So how do you evaluate an idea? Normally, you evaluate an idea based on market capitalization, market opportunities which is out there. So some of them may not have market opportunities. But for example, nanotechnology is going to rule the world. I'm very happy that IITG has a fantastic unit, fantastic branch on nanotechnology. That's going to change the world. Many of you may not even know some of the shirts what you wear. The suit what I wear is being prefabricated by nanotechnology so that when you pour water, it doesn't stick to it. So it has a certain, so where has it come from? This is manufactured by an Italian company called Rida. So where does it come from? It comes from the same old Indian philosophy, which is have you guys seen, what is the flower? I'm just forgetting that, the lilies, right? Have you seen the lilies? The leaf of the lilies? When you pour water, what happens? Lotus. I'm so sorry. Yeah, Bhushan is very happy that I made a mistake. I'm so happy to make mistakes so that I know who's sleeping, who's not sleeping. So when you look at the lotus leaf, that's supposed to be the first nanotechnology in the world by nature. They have dated back some time that one of the first technological revolution happened in nanotechnology. Do you know where it is? Can anybody say that? Can you guys say that? I'll give you 1,000 rupees if it's the right answer. It's not from peppersquare, my own money. Man.
India.
Say it louder, it's 1,000 bucks. Russia. Sorry, India. No, I want to know who did that. Very interesting, I'm going to save money. So this is the way entrepreneurship is all about. You have an opportunity, sometimes opportunity knocks your door, you don't know how to pick it up. This is a great example. One of the first people who worked with nanotechnology is Tipu Sultan. His swords had nanotechnology. I am not joking. It is a great research they have done. You can go there and see it. That's one of the reasons he's the greatest man. So his swords, most of the swords they manufactured had nanotechnology in it. So go read it. Alright. So does that make sense to you? Yeah. Right? Evaluating and evaluation. Okay, next question. Okay. Bharat? Okay. Okay. Bharat asked a fantastic question. Peppersquare is going to be 100 people. How do I motivate people? Inspire people and make sure that they work, right? The biggest, when you start an idea, it is not about money, it's about team. And that's exactly what Shiva was talking about. It's about team. If you do not have a great team, you can never succeed. It is never about you, it's about others, right? But at the same time, it's also about you. You are part of the team, right? So, inspiring people does not come from IITG or IIM or Harvard or MIT. It is a decision you take. So your passion comes and you got to, I'm here because I've taken 3 days time to come here and spend time with you guys because I want to understand what you have in mind. Right? So inspiration is about understanding what people want to do. We never say in Peppersquare that we can create a career path for you because we can never create a career path for anybody. It's up to you to take a decision because you're on grown-ups. So after 3 months you may find that you're not interested in working in Peppersquare. So what we say is we create an open culture. When we have a problem, we go tell the person that we have a problem. When somebody quits Peppersquare, we go tell them that this is the reason they have quit. When we have great ideas, when we win a great project, we go share it with them. We make it as open as possible so that people take ownership. So the moment you take ownership, you realize that it's not stress, but it's about moving yourself. So when do you quit in Peppersquare? When you join. Monday morning, you don't feel like coming to office, it's time for you to quit. So we have various rules and regulations like these. All of them are like these. It's a very informal environment because nobody wants to work. Do you know that you spend any of you know that I'm not going to give money for this. Any of you know that how many of your time in your life you spend in the office in terms of percentage? How much of your percentage, your lifetime you spend in the office? Sorry? I can't hear you guys. 20%? 30%? 40%? This is like a bidding auction, right? 40% once, twice. Now it's more than 60% of your lifetime you spend working. And that's the truth. That's the truth. Whether you're working at home or you're working in the office, 60% of your lifetime on an average, I'm talking about on an average, so most of you here will be thinking of 80%. So 60% of your lifetime you will be thinking of work all the time. And that's the truth. Whether you are in the office, you're outside the office, it doesn't matter, but you're thinking about the work. Right? So at that time what happens is inspiration comes down. So how do you inspire people? I ask people to have an hobby. It's very important to have a hobby. I ask people to go do adventure sport. Recently, I went to Denver, which is in USA, Colorado, one of the lovely mountains, as beautiful as Kawati Mountains. I was climbing this 6,500 feet mountain. I was doing rock climbing. And you got to climb up. First of all, it's in a higher plateau. Somebody's talking, so we'll all turn around and ask him to come here. And we'll ask him what's the interesting idea is, right? So we'll not forget. So the man in the green color t-shirt there, so and his friend in the blue color shirt. So we'll go back to him later. So I went there and this guy is teaching me how to do rock climbing. And it's, rock climbing is one of the safest adventure sport in the world. And I have to tell you this, one of my friend who's the bungee jumping master. How many of you have seen GoldenEye? James Bond movie, okay. The man who jumps in GoldenEye from a dam, that is this guy called Pascal. He lives in Alps, French Alps. So he taught me bungee jumping. So he says bungee jumping is 1,000 times safer than crossing Bangalore roads. Okay. So when I went to when I started doing rock climbing, I was shit scared and I just started doing this. Then I was just climbing up. I just fell down. Then I asked this guy, why is that people don't do rock climbing? He said that what stops them from doing rock climbing? Right? He said beautifully, it is not about fear of death, but it's about fear of the fall. It's about falling. Entrepreneurship is about falling. If you are ready to fail, everything smoothes out in your life. In your personal life as well as your professional life. You cannot control anything in this world. The beauty is that if you can control, life will become miserable. I don't know how many of you have heard of Justice Kapadia. How many of you know Justice Kapadia? Oh, that's lovely. Beautiful. He's a Chief Justice. Fantastic. Day before yesterday they interviewed him because he came out with a fantastic verdict. Hats off to him. He is fearless. He said that I have one asset in my life, is integrity. That's it. There is nothing else he has, he says. And he's considered extremely honest, high amount of integrity, superbly knowledgeable. You cannot mess around with it. And that's what each one of you should be. When I met Kiran Bedi in the Thai conference in Delhi, she taught me one thing, which was fantastic. She said that, where do you think, Muki, the scams in India starts from? How many of you know where the scam starts from? Who's feeding the scams in India? Can you louder say it? You're feeding it? Oh, lovely. Bhushan is saying he's feeding. Man, you have money from Swiss Bank? You want to go? You talk to the MD of Syntex. Say it louder. It's one opportunity, guys. I'm not going to come back again for next 6 months or 1 year.
Everyone.
Say it louder.
Everyone.
Say, why are you guys hesitating? That's exactly we all do in entrepreneurship. Right? When you have a great idea, you're so hesitant to start. So speak up. No, you're not going to die. Nobody's going to penalize you. Say it louder.
Everyone.
Sorry?
Everyone.
Beautifully she said, most of the scams are fed by corporates in India. She said, take a decision, you will never pay 1 rupee for politicians. That's exactly what she said. And it is so fantastic thought. And that's coming from Kiran Bedi. Right? So inspiration is, you got to get inspired. It cannot be trained to you. right? So you got to suck out the knowledge. My dad taught me that there is only one thing you can suck it out from a person without their knowledge is their knowledge. When you're talking, I can suck out the knowledge and start using it the way I want to use it, right? Next question. Go ahead. Shreyas? Okay.
Seven.
Okay. I dated 20 women before I got married, so I didn't tell you that. So that's the biggest failure. Okay. So I failed 7 times before I started peppersquare. What do you want to know? What were those startups? So I started, I was selling second-hand garments, picking up second-hand garments, going to an exhibition and selling it. I was selling toys in the exhibition. I started a great idea called the Kids Galaxy before the dot-com bust. I started a construction company. We did around 7 crores. Then we could not, we had to shut it down in 2007 because the market collapsed. And many companies like that. So there are a lot of interesting ideas also.
What made you come to the idea of peppersquare?
What made me to the idea of peppersquare? I have no choice than keep going. I cannot work for anybody. I don't want to. It is not being my own boss. I want to feel like a bird. Right? I want to fly when I want to fly. And that's the reason. And I wanted to do that till I'm alive. So till I'm alive, I want to fly. So that sounds like a nice song. I want to create, because creativity, we all lack creativity in India. India lacks creativity. It's very important. Beautifully, Professor was saying that today morning that teaching and entrepreneurship, I've never come across anybody saying that. Beautifully he said, you know why? It is so hard to understand how hard it is. It is so hard to understand how hard it is to be a teacher. Because you guys are always throwing stuff. You are saying that it's boring, but imagine the inspiration all your professors have to come back and see the same old boring faces. No, imagine, that is inspiration. Bharat, that's the inspiration. You should ask your professors, not me, because they are the greatest. Teachers are the greatest in the world. And it's very sad, software guys get paid more than them. And I'm completely against that. It doesn't mean that software guys are doing something great, no. 3 years from now, take my word, India will go through what I call it as a stabilization level. Wherein there will be a lot more. 5 years from now, 25% of Indian population, 25% more number of young generation are going to get into the workforce, which means the salary rates will get stabilized. You will not be getting, many people who are getting, let's say, 50,000 bucks, may be getting only 30,000 rupees 5 years from now, because it happens across the world. Remember that very clearly. Somebody was asking me, when I come out of IIT, do I start a company or do I go work for somebody? So the paycheck always excites you first, but that stays only for 5 years max, if you can inspire yourself. So it stays only for 5 years. After that it gets boring. And that's the reason what Shiva did, what he did. So it's very important, but at the same time, it's very important for all of you guys to pick up a job and go there and work and understand a little bit about how the corporate culture works, how the team dynamics works. So it's very important for all of you to understand. It's very important for all of you to understand that. So then you take a plunge. But if somebody is very clear, I was asking a few people here, they said that 5 out of 600 people who graduate from IITG start their own company. Fantastic. Just go for it. You are not going to miss it. If you really want to start a company, ask me. I will connect you with VCs. I'll connect you with angels. But before that, you got to be crystal clear in what you want to do. How many of you joined IITG because of sheer force from your family and friends? Lift your hands. One there. I like you, lady. Slowly, one by one will come. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's so true. Right? Some of us are forced to do certain things. Nothing wrong in it. But take a decision. Absolutely take a decision. Shiva was saying that he quit his PhD, right? He's not completed yet. So you got to take a decision and do what you want to do. To understand that, like what Bhushan was saying, it's very hard to evaluate and evaluate that. So that takes over a period of time. That's where you need mentors. You have mentors, you have various people coming in here, ask them this question. Some of them may not be wanting to do that, but go to the forums on the internet. There are many forums who will help you. Right? Next question.
What I want to ask is pertaining on square for that how do you know that whatever I'm working on is not going to work? Like the mistake you fail 7 times kind of. So how do you know that like the previous speaker said, like we need to push harder. It's a marathon, not a sprint. So like how do I know that I leave this one and go to another one? What's the point of?
Okay, Chetan is saying Chetan, right? Ketan. Ketan. Have you heard of the second biggest scam is Ketan something, right? See that? Okay, no offense. Ketan, thanks for the question. His question is, how do I know when the idea is going to fail? And how do I know which one to move on, right? Okay, you have no idea when the idea is going to fail. That's the truth. Because but all you can do is, there is something called course correction. Course correction means 3 things. Number 1, you got to be focused. You have to be crystal clear focused in what you want to do. You got to constantly learn. And you got to align yourself. So there are 3 things you got to do constantly. Right? So you got to refocus, you got to realign it, you got to unlearn. Right? So which means you will be working on, let's say, a project for 1 year. You have not earned money. It's time for you to stop it. So I would say that it's very important today in the internet space. I'm not just talking only for internet. I think many of you, how many of you are non-computer science graduates? Okay, many of you. Mechanical engineers, civil engineers. How many civil engineers here? I'm telling you guys, you are the one who's going to make more money than anybody else. I'm not joking. There are many institutions that stopped civil engineering 5 years ago. They're all dying to start today because India's infrastructure is going to be the highest in the world. And you guys will get paid the most. Start an idea in that space, you will rock. I'm telling you today. It's the greatest opportunity for all of you guys. So how do I ask you that question? How do I answer that question? You have no idea. So you need to figure out at a period of, let's say, 3 months, 6 months, every quarter you need to understand where the ideas are going. Right? So that's the best way to understand. And you need to have a mentor. You've got to constantly go back to the mentor. The mentor doesn't have time for you. TIE, NEM, they all do that greatly. I'm a chartered member of TIE. I mentor around 10 companies in a month, which means same companies again and again. So you can go there, ask TIE and NEM, can you connect me with the mentor? I have an idea and they'll help you out. Right? So that's the best way to figure out and do course correction, and then you know what exactly when to get out of your idea. Sometimes remember, it's the greatest thing for if you're lucky, you will get out of your idea faster. Next question. Okay, I'll come back to you. What's your question? Get to the question.
So, what should a devoted entrepreneur do when it's
See, it's a roller coaster ride. Correct? So I'll go back to the same question today. You want to get your passport. Do you have your passport? Okay. When did you get your passport? Did you pay bribe for it? You did? Your mom paid, your dad paid? You didn't pay. So what is the bribe you are paying for? Have you ever paid bribe in your lifetime? What is that once? He says once. LPG connection. You paid bribe. How much did you pay? 500 rupees. Where did you get the money? Why did you want to pay bribe? You are in more urgent need of LPG connection. That's exactly what you do with your idea. So when you have problems outside, you got to fix it. So you never say when you're an entrepreneur, oh, I don't have electricity, I don't have this, I don't have that. You got to learn to live with what you have and start. You will go through n number of problems. So there will be one, you will not have money to pay, you will not have electricity, you may not be able to afford UPS connections, you may not be able to afford a computer. right? So you got to work with problems. So there are solutions for every single problem. You got to find it. I cannot generalize it and tell you that. Alright? So you got to go find it. Next question there, grey color shirt.
Hi, I'm Keyur, I'm a faculty member here.
Say that again.
I'm Keyur, I'm a faculty member here.
You are wrong. K-U wrong.
K-E-Y-U-R.
K-E-Y-U-R.
It's similar to my room.
Oh, lovely. K-U. Lovely. Thanks.
So I'm a faculty member here in interaction design. So the question that I have is, how do you envision yourself from next 10 years? See the kind of product line what you have, is perhaps designing iPad and iPhone applications, right? And I don't see anything on the website perhaps in terms of product line. But the kind of applications what you build upon, if someone has created and you are following the line, right? How do you see yourself from next 10 years? And how do you really judge, or how do you really see that what I'm supposed to do after next 10 years?
Lovely. Okay, lovely question. That next 10 years, where do we want to go? It's very simple. Peppersquare is a services company. We are not a product company. And we are extremely clear in that. We want to be only a services company because it's very hard to transform from a services company to a product company. Right, number one. Number two, we will always service our products which are opened up. Correct? So iPad is today, iPhone is today, Android is coming, we have started moving on. So from today, 10 years from now, computing will go, in my opinion. It will all be gesture based, thin client, which are all touching. How many of you have seen Minority Report? Yeah, Minority Report will be the word. 10 years from now, it will become mainstream. You will not have laptops. I just wanted to tell you that Dell Computers, when I spoke to them last week, said that very interesting statistics is in 2007 they sold some 10,000 laptops. Last year they sold 3 lakh worth of laptops only through online. Right? So the way at which people are buying, the buying patterns, consumers' interest, everything is changing. So there will be only one thing, is Peppersquare, we understand that experience is proprietary. When you go with your girlfriend or your wife to a movie, that experience it creates, you can never articulate that thought, right? So it's extremely proprietary to yourself. So we believe that experience is proprietary. The whole world will be driven by experiences. It's all about comfort level. It's all about convenience, right? So it's about how fast can I get that, how fast can I go pay my income tax? Do I have to stand in the queue, pay some money to the chartered account and just pay that, or can I log into the internet and pay it there, right? So the way things are growing at a level, alarming level today, is all going to be gesture-based computing. So today iPad, tomorrow something else. But what am I trying to say? I'm trying to say that 10 years from now is too long a time for me to look at it. But I know that 3 years from now, Indian e-commerce space will become very large and we will be very important piece in that, in creating greater experience. Because India is extremely diverse in culture. The way we buy things is completely different from America. American companies coming here, starting their own operation and doing stuff needs a long way to go because they don't understand the culture. The same way where we can go there and do stuff in America, it's very hard. So experiences needs creative thinking. And the creative thinking helps you, the creative thinking is an evolution. It's based on products which are going to be in the market and it's about consumer perception. What I perceive is different from what you perceive, right? So 10 years from now, I hope Peppersquare is alive. I hope I'm alive. I don't know. But if we are, I think we will still be in the creative space. We'll be one of the largest creative outfits in India, doing many things digital. That's about it. I don't know anything beyond that. I seriously don't know. Thank you. Next. Yeah. Here. Hi. Ashish. Go ahead. Okay. I never said I want to be a own boss. I said I want to be a employee. You mean I landed up in Peppersquare? Okay. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, Ashish's question is the sole he always says that charity begins at home, right? So nothing wrong in earning money. Nothing wrong in create. What there is a two different things. One is earning money. If you are an entrepreneur, if you want to earn money, then that's not success. Why? If you are an entrepreneur, your job is to create wealth. So there's a big difference between. It's not a subtle difference. There's a big difference between making money and creating wealth. Creating wealth is you are able to help 1,000 families who are connected in your company or your institution, whatever, your idea, your company, whatever, is to make sure that 1,000 families are fed, 1,000 families are doing something fantastic. When you sell out, everybody earns enough amount of money so that they can create, many ideas can germinate. So nothing wrong in making money, but I would say that it should be well. Next question. I'm sorry? Spell it for me. Okay, Palash. Okay. Okay, how many? Okay, his question is, apart from financial ones, how many problems I've come across and how did I fix it? There was, till 2005, we could not afford a UPS, right? So Bangalore has 5 hours of power cut. So it's worse than, it is worse. We are actually living in dark. And so every day we used to have power cuts. And we used to waste a lot of time because people can't work in computers. So we started saying that we could kind of understand what time the power cut happens, right? So what we used to do is, when the time the power cut happens, we all start taking our pen and paper and start thinking about ideas and strategies for all the projects we used to do. This way, our productivity went up by 40%. I have to tell you, very simple idea, but it went up by 40%. And I have to tell you that there are many guys who said that it's been many years since I started writing on paper. A lot of people said that. So our productivity went up by 40%, our think tank went up by maybe some 60% because when you write it on paper, when you make a mistake, you got to scratch it and you got to start back. It's not like a computer, right? So that helped us a lot. And there are many things, for example, once I never took a loan, right? So I had a credit card. So I had close to 13 or 14 credit cards. I had taken around 17 lakhs amount of loan. I didn't know how to pay it. And then the bank sent me a mail saying that we are going to, we have put you in what is called non-performing asset. And my mom came back and told me that it's been 1 year now and they're going to take over and the bank manager spoke and all that. But then my mom came and told me, how come these guys never house and stuff like that? I said, I exactly did what you taught me. So the greatest thing when you take a loan, when you can't pay a loan from anybody, go meet them every week. I am not joking. Take my word. The person who lends you money, they want to know you are not running away with money. 99% of the time in the world, people who take money run away. They never come back. 99% of the time, which includes starting from politicians to gundas to everybody in the world, to people like you and me who take money. We all feel bad. Don't feel bad. Go back. Build the confidence. Tell them that I will always pay money. Before my death, the check will reach you. That builds confidence. So it took me 2 years to pay back the money, which was to my bank. Today, I don't have loan at all. I want to live this entire year without a loan. I have no loans from a professional level, from a personal level. I'm extremely happy. It is not because, why am I saying, is it because I don't have loan I'm happy? No. I'm happy because I'm able to come to this level by working hard and making sure that my goal is one single goal, that happiness is within, and I'm extremely happy because I'm not driven by anybody. Right? So that's what I can tell you many things, but yes, sir. Rajiv, go ahead. You should become an actor. You've got a nice beard. A lot of people in Tamil Nadu will give you work. Absolutely. So after that, you should be the first IITG passed out actor. So go ahead. Thank you. Go ahead.
How many bribes have you paid?
How many bribes have I paid? How many times have I paid bribe? Okay. I don't pay bribe. So my driver does. So I have not paid. Okay. Akhilesh, okay.
Sir, I would like to ask you, we are in this context, while we are paying our completely different as compared to the earlier trends?
Fantastic. I'll answer your.
Do we need to consider
बोलो
of this idea?
Okay.
Record or-
How many minutes we have?
Record.
We are done. Right. So we are almost done. So I'll take this question last, then I'm going to ask women to ask me a couple of questions. It's not fair otherwise. So I will answer that question later. So can one of you girls ask me a question? I'm sorry. Go ahead. You have the last chance.
Come ladies first.
Ladies first. But you didn't ask. So it's a fair playing word, right? So it's, you've got to ask. That's about it.
I actually have one. You talk about everyone has a passion. What if you don't have one? And
Fantastic. Can you tell me your name?
Kushi.
I'm sorry?
Kushi.
Kushi. Okay, fantastic. Everybody has, she says, you said every, she said I said, everybody says, yeah, she said I said, that everybody has passion, but what happens if one person does not have passion? We are all passionate about something in our life. You have to go find that. You got to go find that. So how do you find it? Don't go for it. Just let go. So when you let go, automatically you will come to know that. So you cannot find what you are passionate about. There is no way you can beat it. It comes by years of knowledge and wisdom. So for you to understand, what is passion? Passion is about energy. It's about something which you always want to work on. It's about something you want to challenge. It's something about you want to move on in your life. It's about not looking back and not worried about failure. It's about always not worried about making money. It's about having fun every single day, right? Everything is passion, right? So what you're doing right now, many things you're studying is passion, right? You may be reading, that's your passion, right? So you will find it. If you don't find it, then I'll tell you offline how to do that. I really want to thank you guys. I don't know how much helpful it was. I hope you can learn a couple of things from my experience. And I wanted to make it very, very informal. And I really want to wish you guys all the very best. This is the greatest opportunity. The schools I've gone never even had 1/100th of the size of infrastructure what you guys have. 1/100th of the size of infrastructure what you guys have. I want all of you to give back something to your place where you are from. Go back to your village, and every time you got to be in touch with where you come from. It's very important for you to go back to where you come from and spend time, share your thoughts, go to a public school and talk to them, buy some chocolates to the kids and go there and talk to them. That's the greatest thing you can ever give back, right? So I want to leave this stage with a single thought. The thought is that you got to have 4 goals in life to make it happen. To make it happen, it's not being successful, right? 1, you got to have a personal goal. Personal goal is about studies, right? So that's it. After 4 years, your personal goals are over. Professional goal. Where do you want to do? And how much money you want to make? What do you want to do? No. What do you want to do? How you want to do is professional goal. Number 3, you got to have financial goal. It's very important to have money. You cannot ask anyone money. Not your parents, not your friends, nobody. Not even to your bank. Bank is okay, otherwise country will fail. So you can ask the bank money. The last one, which many of us don't have, is social goal. You must have a social goal. You got to give back to IIT when you guys are doing well. You got to when you say doing well doesn't mean that it's giving money. You got to come back and share your experience with people. Go back to your schools and give back something. I want to thank you guys, and I just wanted to tell you one thing, that sky is just the beginning in this world. It's not the end. Right? Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir, for being here with us and sharing with us those wonderful words. Hope you have a great stay here at IITG. Well, we have a memento for you as a token of appreciation. In a short while from now, we'll be starting with a workshop on entrepreneurship by Mr. Amitabh Mohan, who is a leading psychologist and an HRD consultant.